Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bacon here. If you guys are currently looking for a good home base, well, hopefully this video will help you out. Let me show you around. Now, one of the first things you're going to notice when I'm driving up is that we actually have a drive-through garage door. I will be adding a garage door that automatically opens up for us in the near future as soon as I have the required skill points to build it. Now, before I show all of you guys the inside of our base, let's take a look on the outside. I wanted to give you guys a look at the base before I actually painted it. That way you can see what kind of resources we use to build the base. But honestly, it's all made up of cobblestone and wood, nothing else. Now, a couple of things you're going to see is there's actually a bunch of support beams I built on this base. That's to help the base be stabilized and not collapse on us. Now, every support beam is actually separated by 4 cubes, as you can see here. And in between on the outside of the base, I actually use the half block instead of the full blocks. As you can see here, there's a little gap. That's just to make it look normal on the inside and a little different on the outside. Now, if you don't know how to use the half block, let me show you real quick. Now, for us PlayStation users, what you're going to do is actually hold square and go up to shape. Now, here's the original cube that it starts with. All you're going to do is go over twice, and that's the cube you're looking for. You're going to click on it, hold square, and then go down to advance. Now from there you're just going to spam R2 all the way until you get the positioning you need for the block. And you can see it'll just go right in like that. We also decided to add some windows. Now above, as you can see, we used a bunch of wood around the balcony. That's just due to the fact that we didn't need to waste cobblestone on here. We only go on the balcony to basically shoot zombies or shoot any of the animals that we're going to be killing to eat. Now here goes a look on the back side of our base. This is where we exit the base, but it's pretty much almost an exact copy of the front of the base. Now here goes the opposite side of the base as well. Like I said, pretty much the same exact copy. I just want you guys to take a look at the resources we used and what shapes we used. And the whole bottom of our base is actually filled with cobblestone. That's just to keep it stabilized and make sure the zombies don't dig underneath and knock down one of our beams or whatever and cause it to collapse. Plus, honestly, I like the way it looks. Now with the ramp we use to drive in and out of the base, I only use 2 different cubes. One is the general cube that I used across right here. Besides that, I use the shape called the plate ramp. Now let me show you where to find it. You're going to bring up your cube, hold square, go up to shape. Now here's the original cube you started with. Now you're actually going to go on the side right here and go down twice to wedge. Click X, go over 3 times to page 4, and you'll find the shape I used right here. It's called a plate ramp. Pretty much all I did was lay it across this way, and it's kind of hard to see, but I also placed the plate ramp on this side as well. Now that's to make the transition from entering or exiting our base easier, and we also did it on both sides of the base. That way we can enter and exit from either side we want to. Now let me show you what I used on the inside. Here's a look at our garage. Go ahead and pay attention to all the resources we used here. The only thing different for the garage is the beams I used in the middle. Now I highly recommend you use as many support beams you can without being too cluttered to keep your whole base stabilizing and keep it from collapsing. Now here are the poles I used. Now most people would have used the basic pole that's centered right in the cube. Now the pole I used is off-centered a little bit, and you can find it here. Again, hold square, go up to shape, and I used the pole side-centered. You can rotate it how you like. Now I have it facing outward to give us a little more space where we could drive through in and out, no problem. Now this is done on all 6 poles, and honestly I had no issues putting down any of the crafting tables you're about to see on the inside. Now let me show you guys upstairs. Now this is the only door we have to worry about zombies coming through, because technically it's the only one they can enter through. So honestly it's kind of nice to have some kind of defense instead of having the stairs open. Now here goes a look of the inside of our base right here. We have a bunch of different crafting tables down. We found it very helpful to have 2 of the same kinds of crafting tables. It increases our production phenomenally. Again, pay attention to all the resources we used. Now the only difference here is that the poles in the middle, I believe, are centered, and they are directly located on top of the 2 center poles on the bottom to keep everything stabilized. Here's how we separate all our resources if anyone was curious. We also have 2 sets of doors leading out to the balcony. That way we could go ahead and just run outside, man, and if we see a zombie or a horde or any kind of animals, we go ahead and take care of them pretty quickly. Here goes a look on the balcony. Now let's have a quick look on the roof. Now this is pretty much the same setup we have on our last base. The only thing I'm probably going to add is actually more of these gardening blocks right here, so we go ahead and stay right on top of all our food game and not struggle so hard while we continue to do missions and collect resources. We don't need to really add any more dew collectors just due to the fact that we have plentiful water right now. So everything is going pretty good right now. Now I do want to say this is not a horde base. This is just our home base where we come and build anything we need or put all our resources. I highly recommend you guys build a separate horde base. And that's pretty much the end of the video. If you guys have any questions, please reach out and let me know. Till next time.